I ain't giving up on Mermails yet. Hey guys, what's up? So went ahead and updated Mermails. It's been a while since we had it on the channel here, and I made this one as a more going second version because Mermails are inherently an OTK based deck. While I still gain a lot of advantage, so I went ahead and put that into the mindset for the deck, and I've seen a lot of profiles where obviously they play needle fiber and all those things, but I actually don't have needle fiber in the deck, also because of fear of the ban list in case it ever does get banned, in case it gets banned, so that way the deck doesn't have to change too much. So that's also another thing I just want to keep in mind when with this deck profile, is that no needle fiber, and it's a going second version, but you can still go first. The thing with Mermails is that they're really adaptable, and even if what they can say with this deck is going second, but if let's say your opponent makes you go first, you can still do some nutty stuff. So let's go ahead and go right into it. So starting off, obviously for the Mermails, playing double Bismegalo. Seen a lot of profiles lately where they've been either cutting it out completely or it's at 1 in their deck. I still like playing 2 because this, like I said, for this deck, we don't rely on a needle fiber. We want to, kill your opponent either your first turn or the second turn of the duel. So I still like playing Megalo just because also, again, like, you have all your little baby monsters in the deck. So you get their effects off, and yeah, and also to scale, we still run the Mizuchi. So this is also to search it out, and it's a really good negate, I guess you can say. And yeah, I just still like playing 2. Sucks that he's been getting cut out from a lot of decks now. But yeah, for the next Mermail, for the next level 7, we play Triple Tails. This card, I think you should still play it at 3 because it searches. It's really easy to summon, and usually you kind of want to lead with this because you don't want to, get ashed on your other stuff. With this deck, I would say that the Diva is more susceptible to ash, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, Tejas is just really good, easy to summon, get your Gunde out from the deck, and yeah, it's just, and they also got a big booty too, so that's why we play it. For the last Mermail, I still play 1 Gund. I cut it down from 2 to 1. I think I had in the last profile. I don't run the Pike just because when it comes to the normal summon, I do rely a lot on the Diva, so that's why we just only play the 1 Gunde. And Gunde is just good just to extend, so that's why we play here. Now we go on to the Sea Serpent part of the deck, like the Atlanteans and stuff. I play Triple Diva. It's amazing that she's back at 3. It's great. So yeah, she'd run her at 3. Usually you would get out either the Neptibus from hand, or you can summon heavy infantry, and then you can just go from there. So Diva's just really good, and it just starts place. Alright, and for the next card we play, probably the new addition into the deck that came out in Echo, now that Deep Sea is kind of its own archetype now. We play a Deep Sea Minstrel. This card is super good. I do hate drawing multiples of it or seeing too many of it, but if you can get this on your first hand with a Dragoons, broken. And yeah, it's just a really good card just to be able to snipe out a hand trap from your opponent. And like I said, usually you want to start with this, but if you can't start with this, you can start doing your plays and stuff with Diva. But the optimal play would be have Minstrel in hand, so that way you can see your opponent's hand, and that way you can just get something out from their hand. So yeah, so Minstrel is just a really good, nice addition to the deck. For the next card, now for the Atlanteans, I do play Triple Prince. This card is broken, search, or you dump and you search, and then usually you dump the Dragoons and you get extra searches. So Neptibus, not much to say about this card except that it's really, really good. For the next card, also we play Triple Dragoons because obviously this searches out almost anything in the deck, and now that it's back at 3. What more can I say? I'm just really thankful. But yeah, Dragoons just hella broken, especially because it's not a hard once per turn to search. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you can search out, we do play Mulinglesia in the deck. You can search out that, you can search out Minstrel, Diva, whatever you need. Dragoons helps that. For the next card, you play double heavy infantry. It sucks that I had to cut this down to 2, and also I don't play marksman anymore. But you could play the one Marksman if like you don't want to play Mooling Glacier, or I do play Aqua Spirit as well. If you just want to have like that, because sometimes what can end up happening is you go through all your Atlantean monsters, and sometimes if you can't get them back into the deck, you can't really resolve some of their effects, especially like Neptibus, because Neptibus is a mandatory effect. So yeah, so it just hurts that heavy infantry is that too, but now you gotta have more space for like hand traps and all these things. But yeah, but heavy infantry is still a good card because you can pop face-up cards, so that's awesome. Now for like the other level or the other water monsters in deck, I still like playing one Aqua Spirit just because she helps either link really easily or have that level 4 out, because if you're going second, you have Megalo out with the Neptibus. Obviously, you tribute the Neptibus. Megalo can attack twice, and the Neptibus can summon back the Dragoons. And then, as long as you have, now you have a water monster in the grave, you just manage a water monster summon this, and you can get Baphomet out really easily. So that's why I still like playing the one Aqua Spirit. And yeah, it's just another body on board, which is just an easy summon. And then obviously we still play the one Mooling Glacier, because if you are going, let's say if you have to go first, he's just a really good card just to be able to hand loop your opponent. It sucks if it's a deck that wants their cards in the grave, but if not, you could always side this out whenever, like let's say I were to take this to regionals, even though we can't right now. But yeah, it's just really good, especially even if you're going second, because then you rip the card out of your opponent's hand with Minstrel, and if you're able to do this as well before you start attacking, you can hit more cards as well, especially if they have maybe like follow-up stuff as well, like maybe a Lightning Storm or things like that. Well, I guess it's just really good, and he's just another beater on board as well. And now we head on to some of the hand traps we play. I play a total of, I play 5 hand traps and then infinite and permanent, so like 8 almost. But yeah, so we play double Ash and triple Nibiru, because since we are going second, I think Nibiru is way better if you're going to be going second, just because sometimes this deck can, like, maybe if the monsters are too big, you can't get around it. So that's why I play the Nibiru, just to get rid of all that stuff. And then Ash is just a good generic one. Yeah, just Nibiru is good just to clear out boards, because sometimes Mermails can have a problem getting rid of a whole board, like monster wise, and obviously a lot of decks would lose to back row. But that's besides the point. And now we go on to the spells. I played triple Deep Sea Aria. Now that we got this that came out in Eternity Code, it's really good. You just banish a water monster from grave, add a Sea Serpent. So now we have a way to, besides Dragoons, we have another way to search Diva, or if you have to like hard search like the Dragoons for like your Megalo and stuff like that. This card helps with that, and it's good that finally Sea Serpent or Waters or Sea Serpents have a way to search their monsters or search out the Dragoons. Since we do play a lot of water monsters in the deck, I still play the one Moria Greed, just because sometimes you'll have those hands where you have too many of either the level 7s or like Mooling Glacier and things like that. Like, those monsters can't really start. Usually you want to start off with the Diva or either a combination of Minstrel and Dragoons. And yeah, Moria is just good just to hopefully put those cards back and you draw some other good stuff instead. The one card I still like playing is the one Surface, just because it's like a little monster reborn for the deck, especially because you're going to be summoning either Neptibus, Diva, you can summon Minstrel as well, heavy infantry if you want to get the extra normal summon or something. Just a good card, and it just searches any aqua type fish or Sea Serpent, so it can summon anything from the main deck really easily. So that's why we still play the Surface. Obviously for the Megalo, we play the one Mizuchi. This card's really good. I remember it helped me I still lost to Cyber Dragons, but this helped me win one round against Cyber Dragons, because they thought it negated the activation of their Cyber Emergency, but it just negated the effect, so they ended up wasting that for no reason. But yeah, Mizuchi's just really good just to negate that first spell, especially if they have to use like Pot of Extravagance, or let's say they want to use Lightning Storm or something to get rid of your stuff. So this can negate the effect, not the activation. So that's why we still play the Mizuchi. Still, I decided to put in Wild Star Goblin, 39 card deck. And then for recycling stuff, I decided to put in Pot of Avarice. Like I said, if you can get the good hand and everything goes well, you do get a lot of water monsters. in the grave. And like I said, you need the dragoons and everything else back just so you can resolve your water monster effects like Megalo and stuff. So that's why I play one Pot of Avarice. Yeah, it's just a good card just to be able to put everything back. And then the other one of, so one Monster Reborn to extend, and one for one. The 1-for-1 obviously is for the Neptibus that we play in the deck because Neptibus is broken. So that's why we play those. And for the last 2 cards of the deck, like I said earlier, we play Triple, Infinite, and Permanence. This card's really good. Like I said, you're going second. If you have it in your hand, you can use it from your hand as long as you have nothing on the field. Yeah, just a really good card. And then let's say if you are going first, you can still set it. And if you need to use it, it'll negate whatever spell and trap column it's in. So yeah, so that's why we play the Triple and Permanence. And now we go on to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, play one Amirage. The reason why I play Amirage is because, like I said, the deck really relies on the Diva resolving, and then Neptibus afterwards. But really the Diva resolving, and let's say if they do hit your Diva or something, but if you still have other like combo extenders in your hand and stuff, this is good just to get rid of the Diva because you don't want it sitting down like a lame duck. So Amirage is there just to get rid of it. And then also, if, like, let's say they do hit the Diva, but you still have Megalo with like 2 water monsters in hand, you can at least summon Megalo, and then that way you have a way to protect Megalo with Amirage. And yeah, so that's really why I have it there, just so you have either, if you normal the Neptibus or the Diva, they're just not lame ducks sitting up there. So that's why I like playing the one Amirage. For Link 2s, one Miss Starboy, everything is water in the deck, so that's why we play it. And it's just good to bump up your monsters. Before I used to play 2 of her, but now I only play 1 just because the extra deck can be a little tight. But usually if you're able to at least resolve its effects at least once, it's good. That's why I like playing 2 before, because your opponent will try to play around it, and if they get rid of it before you can use its effects or anything like that, kind of sucks. But I just play the 1 for now, just because, like I said, the extra deck is a little tight, so we just play 1. Yeah, but she's still a really good card, just so that way you have a way to search out Abyss-Teus. For the next Link 2, we play the one, and then I can't even say her damn name, but yeah, Coral, whatever her name is. She's really good just to bring back like either your Diva or your Neptibus. One big thing that probably didn't mention earlier was that I don't play the frogs anymore. I did used to like playing the frogs before, just because it got me to get totally awesome by itself instead of having to rely on Bahamut Shark. But now with the way I'm playing the deck, I decided to cut out all the frogs. So Anemone was really good because you can summon her and then still get out a Toad with her as well, if things went right. So that's why she was in the deck before, especially the last time I went to regionals. That's what I remember. I was able to get around there can be only one with this card. But yeah, so that's why we still play her. But we play her just to get out either Neptibus, let's say if you don't have any, so you can summon it from the graveyard, things like that. But yeah, she's just a really good card, and she's a 2k attacker, so that's pretty good for Link 2. And then for generics, we play one Phoenix for back row removal and Unicorn. Yeah, nothing much said about those. For the synchros, I play one Herald of the Arc Light. You can actually summon this really easily if you summon Diva and Heavy Infantry, or you can normal Heavy Infantry, get the extra normal summon Diva, summon Neptibus. You can actually summon this with your 5th summon of the turn, so in case you're not able to look at your opponent's hand and you're afraid of Nibiru, you can summon this with your 5th summon. So yeah, just so you can get around Nibiru. I wouldn't know how that works, but yeah. So this is really good. You have to be careful when you do summon this, because since any monster sent from the hand or main deck is sent to it's like a macro, like a D-Fisher, but from hand or deck. So you just gotta be careful if you do summon it, because then you can't really use your Megalo and stuff to like summon itself. So you probably gonna keep the materials out there, like the Diva and the Heavy Infantry. And then if you're not afraid of Nibiru at that point, you can summon Megalo. Then after you resolve all that, then you can go ahead and synchro summon into the Herald of the Arclight. So you just gotta be careful with that. A lot of people sometimes forget about Herald of the Arclight's effect, especially since we play it in a deck where it relies a lot on discarding cards. For the next synchros, I still like playing Coral Dragon, because there are those times where you have like those awkward hands and you have like a Diva and Dragoons out. So instead of linking, sometimes you rather synchro, and there is a play where you can summon this and have Neptibus out. And since Coral Dragon is a tuner, it's a level 6 tuner with Neptibus level 1, so you can go into some level 7s we play in the extra deck that I decided to put in the deck. But yeah, Coral Dragon is really good because once it leaves the field, you also get to draw a card. Well, you know, if it's synchro summoned. So that's why we play it. And then for the last 2 cards that I like playing, so the 2 level 7s I play Glacial Beast, Iceberg, Narwhal, I think I said that right, and Deep Sea Prima Donna. For the Narwhal, I like playing it because you can end with like a Link 2 and then Megalo with the Mizuchi, and then you can have this out. And this card can stop evenly or anything during the battle phase only, which is very specific, but that's why I like playing it, just in case you're afraid of evenly matched, you can play this. And Prima Donna is just there because you can summon it, and then that way, if you really need to search really bad, you can use her effect. Or the second thing is if you really want to get something back from the Banish Zone, you can use that effect as well. So these are the 2 level 7s we play, and so far it's been working out well. Now onto the Xseed monsters. Now that I don't have the frogs anymore, these kind of go in tandem. The Bahamas Shark and Totally Awesome. And yeah, just like I said earlier, 2 level 4s, you go into Toad. That's really what they're there for. And then for the last rank 4 I play is Dweller. Dweller obviously infamous for being in this deck. And then since everything is water in the deck, it'll get the attack boost as well. So that's why we still play it. And it's just really good in rank 4. And for the last rank 7s we play in the extra deck, play 1 Flare. I still like playing Rough Flare Metal Dragon, especially if it's like late game and you rank it and you need to do something instead of linking or something. You can go into this. That way, if your opponent needs to do a lot of effects to get over your stuff, it can burn them for game. And Abyss Gouge is really good because instead of maybe the Mizuchi having a Megalo, you can maybe rank 7 into him and then equip the Mizuchi to him instead. So it's really big. You can have like Star Boy and the Mizuchi equipped to it, so it gives an extra 1300 attack, so it'll be at 41. And that way, if you need to use its effect to negate stuff, you detach, and it basically will make everything negated. That's less attack than it. And in most cases, it will be the biggest monster because sometimes it's a 2800 attack, so it could be hard for it to get over 3000 attack monsters. Or to negate monsters that have 3000 attack or more. So that's why you got to give them the attack boost so it can be stronger and be able to negate those effects. So yeah, that's why I still like playing the Abyss Gaios. And that's really it for the deck profile, you guys. I don't have a side deck. Like I said, once tournament play can come back, then I will do a side deck. But I'm not really worried about that right now, especially now with everything going on. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments what you think about this take on Mermails. It's my favorite deck, Mermails. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it, and it's just one of my favorites. So let me know down in the comments how you like to play your Mermails, and also make sure you check out our social medias. We want to talk to you guys more. Check out our affiliate link. So if you want to build this deck or any other deck we've made on YugiBOOM, you can buy the cards through there to help the channel, to help support the channel. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.